D-Lo 404 Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Shout out to Marlowe's Corner at Trey X. Pretty soon it's going down Saturday night. Fight coverage, blow-by-blow commentary by Trey X. If y'all weren't already planning on going over there and checking them out, go over there and check them out on Saturday. You're going to be glad you stopped by the corner and check them out. Alright. So, Chris Arreola and Adam Kownacki getting ready to go down Saturday. Okay, you got Adam Kownacki, undefeated fighter. Name being mentioned as a potential opponent for Deontay Wilder down the line. For me personally, I think Kownacki's best win is probably the win over Charles Martin, and that's not saying a lot. But you know, at the same time, you know, Charles Martin was kind of on the comeback. And I'm not mistaken, that may have been his first fight back after the lost to AJ. If not, he hadn't had but maybe one or two fights before that. But I want to say it was the fight, but I may be wrong. Also, he has a good win over Artur Spilka. He has a knockout win over Gerald Washington in his last fight. I think that was back in January or February, and he looked really good in that fight. But all of that said, I turned these wipers on. Sorry about the noise, but it's raining. All of that said, you know, he's not a very, very experienced heavyweight right now. We don't know what's going to become of him. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, a lot of people, you know, felt like he should have took the Anthony Joshua fight when it was offered to him when Big Baby pulled out. And I was reading an article the other day where he basically said that, you know, he couldn't take that fight because he was actually out of shape. He said he was about 20 pounds overweight, 20, 30 pounds overweight, and really hadn't been in the gym because he didn't have a fight coming up. I think his wife had just had a kid or something too, if I'm not mistaken, or was pregnant. So he really wasn't ready to get back in the ring. And even being in attendance and watching Ruiz win, he just said his biggest regret was just that he wasn't in shape, not that he turned the fight down. So, you know, with that said, I understand all that, and I'm not gonna judge the man on turning down a fight that he knows he wasn't ready for. You know, yeah, it's something to be said about a fighter not actually staying in fight shape, but yeah, these people do have a life outside of their profession. You know, if they're able to get in shape when they need to and get into the ring and be successful, then hey, I respect that. As for Arreola, we know that you know, Arreola had a nice rise. Now let's be clear. Chris Arreola has been a professional since 2003. 38 years old. Chris Arreola has, you know, upon his rise in the heavyweight division, during his rise, Chris Arreola beat quite a few other really good prospects. Guys who they thought were going to be serious contenders and even potentially title challengers one day. And, you know, guys like Chaz Witherspoon, Travis Walker, he beat, what's the other guy's name? Seth Mitchell. You know, he beat Malcolm Tan, a guy that Dylan White gets credit for beating. He beat Malcolm Tan back in 2006, and I want to say it was by stoppage. I mean, Arreola was running through the heavyweight division, the crop of guys, the next tier guys that was supposed to be coming up to be title challengers for Vitaly and Vlad Klitschko, and he stood out. I mean, he had good hand speed, good footwork. He was light on his feet, and he threw great combination punches for a big heavyweight. And it took Vitaly Klitschko to derail Chris Arreola. He got that title shot, and Vitaly was too crafty for him, too experienced, too good, and Chris retired on his stool. And then I think he had a comeback win, and then he lost the majority decision to Thomas Adamek. And then you know, it's been a mixed bag since. He got got his other shot at the title against Stavern. Got his nose broke. I think he went the whole 12 rounds, lost a decision. And then when they had the rematch, he got stopped. But in both of those fights, he gave as good as he got. And he gave Stavern a hell of a fight 2 times. I honestly felt like, when watching those fights live, I felt like, as hard as it is to believe, I felt like Stavern was just a tougher guy. You know, I think he was more durable. But I mean, and maybe he was the harder puncher in there, I'm not sure. But he was able to take Arreola's punches better than Arreola was able to take his. And he seemed to be in a little bit better shape than Arreola. You know, and Arreola got his last title shot against Deontay Wilder, and to be honest, I don't know how he made it through 3 rounds. Wilder was laying some leather on Arreola, but somehow Arreola wound up lasting. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I want to say the fight went like 7-8 rounds. It went a lot further than I thought it was. I mean, because Arreola at that point was, in the early rounds of that fight, he was getting teed off on at times. But somehow he withstood it and endured, and I actually thought that, he may never come back after the beating he took in that fight. But he came back. He beat what's the guy's name? Jean-Pierre Augustine, who was an undefeated fighter. He beat him on the undercard of I can't remember what card it was now off the top of my head. I'm sorry. For some reason I think it was the same card that Charles Martin fought Greg Corbin, but I may be wrong. I just can't remember what the main event was. I apologize. But anyway, it wasn't very long ago, maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. I think it was out in Texas. Pretty sure it was it was on the I think it was on the Errol Spence Mikey Garcia undercard, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it was. I think it was at Dallas Stadium, Texas Stadium, whatever you call it, Jerry World. So anyway, whenever the fight was, Arreola, you know what I'm saying, he got his man out of there. I think it was in like 3 rounds or less. Undefeated fighter on his way up, and Arreola proved to be too good for him. So now he's fighting another really good prospect, or contender, if you will, and Adam Kownacki. Kownacki has a good bit of experience. He's fought some pretty decent fighters, but honestly, we don't know just how good Adam Kownacki is. I will say that Kownacki is easily hit, and which Chris Arreola is at times as well, especially at this stage in his career. But I will say that if he is not elusive and he allows Chris Arreola to touch him too often, he's gonna be in a dogfight. And of course, the edge is on the side of youth. Kownacki is younger. He's a lot closer to his prime, if not in his prime, than Arreola. And honestly, he reminds me of Arreola when he was younger. It just doesn't, to me, he doesn't have as good a footwork as Arreola did when he was younger, and he doesn't throw combinations as well as Arreola did when he was younger. But all that said, I have to favor Kownacki for reasons that I just mentioned, that he's a younger fighter. He's closer to his prime. He's fought better competition more recently than Arreola has. Arreola's kind of on the comeback trail, 1 fight back from a bad loss to Deontay Wilder. But Arreola has confidence. Arreola's working hard. He actually seems to be working as hard now as he has at any point in his career. And you know what? I'm gonna put some faith in Arreola. I think Arreola's gonna upset Adam Kownacki. Just like that, I decided to change my pick. And if I'm wrong, I'm prepared to eat crow. I know Kownacki's favorite for good reason, but I think Arreola has that one more good fight in him, and I think he's gonna pull a rabbit out of the hat, and I think he's gonna hit Kownacki with something serious and hurt him, get him in all kind of trouble. And Arreola knows how to finish guys when he gets them in trouble. That's my pick. That's my breakdown. That's a little background on both fighters from my vantage point. You know, I hope somebody enjoys the video. I hadn't made one in a while. Plan to get more active on this YouTube deal. D-Lo 404 Boxing. I appreciate the support. Shout out to my subs. I'm out. Peace.